Look, I check out scary TikTok facts, TikTok compilation. Now look, I ain't gonna lie, I miss these. I hella love these. I tell you all the time, I love these. But it's one I be seeing a lot right now. If you know, you know. I'm about to bomb this real quick, but I don't like it though because it usually ends in like it'll start off something real good and it go to like hella bad. But it be like a song and go. Wake me up. And then when they get to the wake me up part, it usually goes to like, ooh, this shit went so damn left. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I know I messed all it up. Want to check out the original video? Link will be in the description below, but let's go.
Top 3 facts you won't believe. Number 3. The fussy bivalve. Also known as a soda sea creature, mostly because of its reaction with carbonated drinks, automatically reacting their defense mechanism. As a member of the sea squirts, they, as their name hints, squirt by forcing pressure to remove liquid when they themselves are removed from water. Number 2. This bowl of soup is 45 years old and is served in a family-run restaurant in Bangkok. The soup is called nua tuna, and when it runs low, they just add more ingredients, but it is suggested tourists do not eat this, due to their own sensitive stomachs and many deaths. And number 1. This is Ukraine's president in 2004, Viktor Yushchenko, until Russia disagreed with his leadership and continuously poisoned him, which he lived through, but he did develop these terrible skin scars as a result. And for these facts, I hope they were so unbelievable you didn't actually believe them, because they're all lies. The fuck?
I was like, bro, imagine you just poison his body like I'm about to kill this nigga. The whole time he just living, looking like reptile. Like this nigga good. Dog, and then a little pussy fish. That's
facts,
crazy.
I hope they were so unbelievable you didn't actually believe them, because they're all lies. The fussy bivalve was just a scene from an old Japanese movie. The bowl of soup is actually cleaned every day. And the last one, well, that one was actually true. But in a time where getting the right information to the right people is critical, it's important to be sure you're viewing from a valid source. And no, your Aunt Jessica's post on Boomerbook most certainly does not count as a valid source.
Creepy facts you never knew existed. 10. There's a hidden, creepy secret about Cinderella's stepsisters. They cut off some of their feet, just to fit in the glass slipper.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of, when you look into like the backstories of like these fairy tales and shit, yo, shit begins so dark. I watched this one video on the Humpty Dumpty on the wall on how legit, like bro, if you listen to that story, it's legit ooh-ah. We'll put the S in front of it.
Some of their feet, just to fit in the glass slipper.
I asked Google about the mysterious staircases in the woods, which, according to Jesse V's recent video, are gateways to hell. And I know where to find one. Stories say that the stairs are only found deep within the woods, often being associated with sinister activity for those who climb them.
The video specifically says do not climb them, but come on, I mean...
After arriving and a bit of searching,
we found it.
I found them again, daring myself to go up. With each step, I felt more and more uneasy, but after making it to the top,
made it.
My cameraman spotted something unusual.
Yo, what is this?
Like for a part 2.
Have you heard the creepy whispering in the change rooms?
Hey, hell no, I have not. Hey, I hate. What's the point including if it's a compilation like the ones was like for part 2 and we don't get part 2? I low key didn't want it anyway because I was like, boy, you put them them stairs there. This shit about to be creepy, I can tell.
What is this?
Like for a part 2.
Have you heard the creepy whispering in the change rooms at Target? So here are some more really creepy Target stories that are told from employees. There was an employee that was about to check all the change rooms before Target closed just to make sure that everyone was gone. But as soon as she walked into these fitting rooms, she got this really strange vibe. You know when you can just sort of sense that somebody is close by? Kind of like you just know when someone's watching you? Well, she just did not feel alone. So she called out, "Hello, we're closing now," and there was silence. So she started slowly opening the change room doors, and just as she was approaching the very last one, she heard this really weird sound. It was this muffled whispering coming from behind the door. She wasn't able to make out what it was saying, but as she approached it, she put her ear against the door to like figure out what they were saying. But as soon as she did that, the whispering stopped. So she said, "Hello?" She began knocking, but there was no sound, there was no reply. And when she tried to open the door, it was locked. So she knelt down to peer appear under the door, and to her surprise, she saw dirty, wet, bare feet. This person wasn't wearing any shoes, so she freaked out and ran to get another employee. But when they got back to the change rooms, that very last door was open, and all that was left was this puddle on the floor. So I heard about this story, and it was really scary. And lastly, I have a story about the baby aisle. It's about this woman who was walking through the baby section holding a tumbler of iced tea in her hands with the lid tightly fastened. Well, as she was walking down this aisle, she suddenly felt this tug on her hair, and before she even had a second to react, the top of her cup just popped off and the ice flew out and spilled all over the floor. She ran and told the employees, but no one believed her. They thought that she just accidentally spilled it, but she was convinced that something in that aisle literally made her cup explode. Later that night, the night shift employee was looking through the security footage from the day, and
nigga, I'm about to tell y'all some shit about the baby aisle in Target, bro. When I get to whispering like this, you already know. Boy, this shit got me creeped out. I'm loving this video. Hey, I'm gonna let her finish though.
Later that night, the night shift employee was looking through the security footage from the day, and he saw what happened to her. And from that day forward, the employees were afraid of the baby section.
I thought she was gonna show it. Look, Pete, no cap. So when my girl was pregnant with my son, right? We walking through Target. I know this is normal. This shit supposed to happen. It ain't nothing creepy, spooky, like, oh, it goes. But it relates to what she is talking about. I never heard this Target story, though. But either way it go. So we walk in, whatever. So my girl pregnant, you know what I'm saying? She get weak and I like, boom, all right, I'm getting dizzy, whatever. But this is the first time this ever happened. So we get to the baby aisle. And the baby aisle, it looks just like that with the cribs and everything. But in the middle, it was just like this little chair, like a little like rocking chair. I guess like you sit and nurse in, whatever. So we... My bad. I thought I heard my girl called me. So look, so we sit there. My girl like, oh, I feel this. Can you give me some water? I go get her some water. I'm like, whatever. We'll pay for it on the way out. Boom. I get her some water. I'm gonna go back. Get back to my girl. She's sitting in the chair dead like this. I kid you. I should tell you the same exact story. She's sitting in the chair dead like this, dog. No pun. Not dead, bro. You know what I mean, though. Like this, looking straight. Eyes are like wide open. And as I'm getting closer, I'm saying her name, so I give her the water, whatever. And she's looking straight, and I'm like this, like legit. When I say I can see it. I don't think she was just like over exaggerating. I can see it like in her body, dog. Like no, like nigga, somebody not here. Knock knock, boy. Where that came from, I don't know. And then she was just like. She's like, what? And I was like, here. I said, get the water. She was like, oh. She was like, I didn't know you was right here. She said she did not know I walked up there. She don't know what happened. I kid you not 100%. This is 100%. She'll tell you the same exact ish, dog. And and to this day, we joke about it. I was like, man, you legit passed out or something. And she's like, I know. She's like, that's weird. I ain't never did that, even if I'm like hella dizzy. And she was sitting right in the baby aisle in Target, dog. That's why when I heard the story, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm really getting chills now, dog. I got to show my girl this.
Day 4, the employees were afraid of the baby section.
This video shows Kayla Brown chained up in the slave storage container of Todd Kohlhepp, the Amazon review killer. Between 2003 and 2016, he murdered at least 7 people in South Carolina, dropping several clues along the way. He left several reviews on Amazon products that he used in the killings, like this one that reads, "Keep in your car when you have to hide the bodies and left the full-size shovel at home." In 2016, Kayla and her boyfriend Charles went missing after they went to clean Todd's residence. No one heard from them for months until a post was made to Charles' Facebook page saying that he and Kayla were expecting a baby. Shortly after, an old photo of the couple was posted with the caption, "We are fine." This raised suspicions, leading police to trace these posts to a storage unit on Todd's property. There, they freed Kayla and took Todd into custody, where he bragged about burying several bodies on the property as well, including Kayla's boyfriend. He was given 7 life sentences, 1 for each of his murders, despite him confessing to many.
This story was so crazy too, dog. If you walk into a room and they forget why you walked in, you high. See, I be liking shit like this because it's like we don't know if it's hella true, but I be liking shit like this though. And in your mind, it created an event boundary like the start of a new scene.
Agent Orange deformities, an extremely effective herbicide, was dropped all over the country of Vietnam during the war by the US military. From 1962 to 1971, over 19 million gallons of herbicide was dropped, nicknamed by the orange stripe going across the 55-gallon drums. It wasn't a herbicide, but a concoction of herbicides, ones that contain dioxins, which are extremely persistent pollutants, and most importantly, highly toxic to humans. Dioxins cause immune system damage, interfere with hormones, cause cancer, and oh yeah, cause some pretty extreme physical deformities, along with developmental problems. The most common second-generation effects from the poison are neural tube defects, which are neurological disorders caused by malformations of the spinal cord, but also comes with an impossible to count number of deformities, like fish skin and being born with no eyes. The US dropped the millions of gallons over the packed Vietnam force, causing 4 million people to suffer due to exposure, and ended up with over 500,000 babies born with birth defects. Lingering Agent Orange was potent enough to kill 400,000 US soldiers. The Vietnam War is known as the war that lingers, and there's no telling on when the effects of Agent Orange will fully disappear from humankind.
Damn.
Creepy abandoned places. 2. Coleman Scott, Namibia.
I am not about to listen to that shit, boy. You crazy as hell. Stop playing with me. Yeah, yes, sir. You can say what you want.
Miranda Castle incels.
Yeah, boy, you tripping, dog. Stop playing with me, dog. Mute. You legit went to YouTube and typed in most demonic song ever. A Disney employee dies while in their suit at Disney World. Another employee must sit them on a bench so it looks like they're just sitting down until closing time. Nigga, I'm dead, this bitch. What the fuck? Damn. So all those pictures of happy children sitting next to Disney characters, there's a chance the person in the suit is dead. That's crazy to think about, for real. Yup, it's hella pictures out there of people sitting next to them, like taking a picture. Whole time you need to know if Brody in there slumped. Not cool, dog. Stop looking at me like that. I'm not turning this music on. All right, there we go. Daisy.
Give me your answer, do.
All that.
Crazy. All for the love.
That mug is really there? After firefighters saved piglets from a barn fire, 6 months later, the farmers sent them sausages made from the piglets as a thank you gift. That is not cool.
Look at this creepy video off the internet.
Oh, I saw this. What?
Normal looking photos with disturbing backstories.
My bad.
This photo is of 3 young Navy sailors enjoying a night out at a restaurant. The men all seem to be happy as they're laughing, smiling, and enjoying their drinks. But there's a very dark and tragic story behind this image. This photo was taken on the night of December 6th, 1941 in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. This is 21-year-old Clifford Olds. On the morning of December 7th, Clifford was working on the USS West Virginia battleship. Later that morning, Japan attacked Pearl Harbor and claimed the lives of over 2,000 American soldiers. Clifford's ship was hit bad and it began to sink. And as he tried to escape, another sailor accidentally shut and locked Clifford inside of a room. Clifford, along with 2 other men, 18-year-old Ronald Endicott and 21-year-old Buddy Preston, were sealed inside of the room. They were trapped and their ship was sinking fast. Just hours later, the USS West Virginia sank to the bottom of the harbor with the 3 men trapped inside. Luckily, the room they were in contained a lot of emergency food and water. But what the 3 sailors didn't know is that due to how deep their ship had sank, there was absolutely no way for their fellow soldiers to save them. The next day, several soldiers reported hearing the sound of clanging metal coming from underwater where the USS Virginia had sank.
Give me a story.
The banging came in patterns, and it became apparent that somebody was trapped underwater banging against the ship for help. And yes, those noises came from Clifford and the 2 other young soldiers.
In the coming days,
Come
many
on!
soldiers were ordered to stand guard on the docks and keep watch over the harbor. But periodically, many of them could hear the banging still coming from underneath the water. The three young sailors kept banging the side of the ship from underneath the water in a desperate call for help. But tragically, the soldiers on land couldn't do anything but listen to their calls. Diving that deep underwater...
Damn, man. Thought you about to say they heard him, so obviously they're still alive, so they got him. But damn. Too deep. I get it. Like, don't even have the proper shit to get down there to get you. Close the door on them.
And cutting the ship open to help them would kill them instantly due to the pressure, which meant that the three men were going to die. 16 days had passed and the banging from underwater had finally stopped. 6 months later, the USS West Virginia was finally able to be brought up from underwater. Clifford Olds, Buddy Preston, and Ronald Endicott were found sealed shut in that same room.
I think I heard this story.
On the wall was a calendar where they counted out the days that they were trapped underwater. They made it to day 16 before their air finally ran out. The parents of the three young men never knew the truth as to how their sons died, as the military didn't want to tell them. Their families had been told that they died in the attack with everybody else.
I think I heard
But
this.
today, the sad truth is a reminder of just how terrible war can be.
Yup. I'm telling you, dog. Hey, those stories legit hurt to hear sometimes. Look, I be telling you all the time. I be asking my pop stories. Man, when I say this dude go around the questions, he go around the question over and over and over. I be legit asking him, and I don't know if it's right or wrong to ask someone who served who fought. But I be wanting to know, like, bro, I'm your son. Like, leave me with some stories, dog. But I be legit want to know, like, have you killed people doing this? Like, let me know the stories where you almost died. But, like, it don't matter how I ask the question. He boom, right around the question, get to talk about stuff in the past. Man, that's why regardless of how I look at shit that go on where we live at, because honestly, where we live at, we're fucking blessed. Like, legit. Either way it go, though. Regardless of how I be looking at it, when it comes to people who fight, dog, and I tell you all the time, like, man, it's nothing but on all 10 toes, mad respect from me, dog. This shit be crazy, dog. Damn, I thought they got him.
But today, the sad truth is a reminder of just how terrible war can be.
Boy, stop playing, boy. Boy, they done zapped my partner. He dipped up. He look like, I don't think it's real, but look, he like, yeah, niggas, like I'm saying, I'm gonna dip. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Hey, I don't care. This one was top tier to me, dog. This one was fire. I wouldn't say top tier, but this one was freaking dope to me, man. And I love when I get like hella good facts, dog. But that last one hit me. Now I got geeked too fast because the music started to sound like it was getting like upbeat, like, yeah, let's do this, we got this, whatever. And he like, yeah, they heard the knock. So I'm like, oh, that's good. That's what they already hearing, so meaning down there. And then when I let it finish or whatever, it's like, no, never mind. But the story sound hella familiar. I think I heard the story before though. But yo, either way it go though, man. That Target one still got me tripping. Like I said, it might not got y'all tripping out because, I mean, it's something I experienced. So of course it's gonna hit me a little different. But man, just the fact that happened, like when I take my girl zoned out and I can just see it in her face. And even her, she was like, she don't know what. She was like, I just sat down. I just remember you coming back with the water. I was like, dog, when I say legit out of there, my girl, she's not a liar, dog. She's a teacher. Shit. But yeah, her ass would be lying. But either way it go though, y'all. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and click that like button. I appreciate it. Click that sub, turn that bell on. I'm out.